Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to tell you about the application form for Schengen visa. This is in continuation with the previous video regarding the detailed procedure for the Schengen visa application. If you haven't gone through it, then I have mentioned the link on the description box. You can go through it. And in this video I will mention only about the tourist visa. And this application form is free of cost. And you need to enter it in the PDF itself and not by manually writing over it. So let's begin. So first, details regarding the first point, second, third, fourth, all these details you have to write whatever given in your passport. If your surname at birth was different, then you need to mention it, otherwise you leave it blank. Then you need to mention your first name. Next is the date of birth in the given format in the application form. Next you need to mention your place of birth, the country of birth, your current nationality, all whatever given in your passport, please mention it here. Next, if your nationality at birth was different, you need to mention, otherwise simply write not applicable. This is also for other nationalities. If you have no other nationalities, then please mention not applicable. Next point, you need to mention your sex. After that, you need to mention about your civil status, whether single, married, separated, divorced, widow, registered partnership or any other. You need to click it. Next, point number 10 is for the minors. So for minor, you need to enter the legal guardian surname, first name, address, also telephone number and email address. And if you are not a minor, then simply write not applicable. Point number 11, you need to mention your national identity number. For Indians, it is the Aadhaar card number. You need not mention your passport number. Point number 12 is the type of travel document what you are having. Most of the cases it is ordinary passport. If you are having any service passport, special passport, diplomatic passport, official passport or any other travel document, then you need to click it. Next is the number of travel document. Here it is not the quantity of the travel document but the passport number you need to enter. Point number 14, 15 and 16, whatever given in your passport you need to enter. So point number 14, you need to mention the date of issue of your passport. Point number 15 is the valid until date you have to mention. Point number 16 is the country you have to mention, and also you need to mention the place side by side the country. Point number 17, you need to mention the personal data of a family member who is an European Union, European Economic Area or a Switzerland citizen. You need to mention the full details of that family member. And if you don't have one family member, then please write not applicable. Now point number 18 is for the family relationship with the European Union or the European Economic Area or the Switzerland citizen, whatever you have mentioned at point number 17. If you don't have one, then please write not applicable. Point number 19, you need to mention your home address as well as your email address. Now this is very important because you should not forget the email address, because sometimes the embassy may contact you with this email address. So please mention your email address here. Next, you need to mention the telephone number with the country code. For Indians, you need to enter the country code as +91 and then you need to give your telephone number. Point number 20, if you have a residence in a country other than the country of the current nationality, you need to mention it, otherwise simply click on no. Now point number 21, you have to mention your current occupation. If you are unemployed, then simply write unemployed. Point number 22, you have to mention the employer's address as well as telephone number. For student, you need to mention the name and address of the educational establishment. If you are unemployed, then write not applicable. Point number 23, the purpose of the journey. Basically it is tourism. Point number 24, you need to mention the additional information. Suppose you are going for a conference or any other meeting, you need to mention it here, otherwise you write not applicable or leave it blank. Point number 25, you need to mention the member state or the main destination or whatever countries you will be visiting. You need to mention all the countries' name. Point number 26, the first entry state which you will be visiting, you need to enter it here, or whichever country you are going first, please enter it here. Point is number 27 is the number of entries requested. Most of the time the embassy will give you multiple entries, so please click on multiple entries. Next is the intended dates of the journey. You need to mention your date of arrival in the Schengen area and the intended date of departure from the Schengen area to your native country. You have to mention the detail. Now point number 29 is for those individuals who has previously applied for Schengen visa and given the fingerprints. If you have not applied, then click on no. If you have applied, then please mention the date as well as the visa sticker number. Point number 30 is for those individuals who are going to a different country from the Schengen area. Suppose US and UK, you are going from the Schengen area, then you need to mention all the details in point number 30. Point number 31, you need to mention the name of the inviting person or the hotel name or the temporary accommodation in your destination country. You simply write the name of the hotel or the inviting person name in point number 31. You have to mention the address and email address of the inviting person as well as the telephone number. In case of multiple hotels, you have to write all the hotel names and details. Point number 32, if any company or organization is giving your accommodation, you need to mention that. Otherwise, if you don't have, then please write not applicable or leave it blank. So point number 33 is the cost of traveling. If your means of support undertaken by yourself then please click on the by the applicant himself, and you have to mention your means of support such as cash, traveler's checks, credit card, prepaid accommodation, prepaid transport, or any other means of support you need to mention. Now next point, this is if your trip is sponsored by someone, you need to mention the name. This is in case of minors, housewife, unemployed individual. You need to mention your sponsor's name, or if you are going for any conference, you need to mention your sponsored company name or organization name. And you also need to mention the means of support provided to you either by cash, accommodation, or any other means of support. You need to click on that. Now point number 34, if any person other than the applicant himself is filling in the form, then you need to mention the details of that person, including the address, email address, telephone number. Now after filling the application form, you need to go through the declaration regarding that the visa fee will not be refunded if the visa is refused to you. So you need to go through it, and then you need to mention the place and date from where you are filling your application form, and you have to give your signature. After this, you need to take the printout of the application form and go to the appointment center as mentioned in your previous steps. So this brings to the end of the application form for Schengen visa. So if you like this video, then kindly subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.